blockchain is seriously this easy. You take a block of data. In other words, I have a spreadsheet and it's 10 rows of data, and I put a checksum on it, and that means you add up all the characters in it and then, you know, see if they add up to the right thing. And that means harder to make a change, and especially if you encrypt that. And then that number becomes the first part of the next block. And so I have a block, a block, a block. That's a chain of blocks. And that's what blockchain is. Now, there's some other things in the technology, smart contracts, which, boy, we're just getting started on. A smart contract will mean that when I listen to your podcast, you get credit someplace, and that I don't have to do anything else, and that's already predefined. I've already told my podcast provider, whatever app or whatever, that when I listen to a podcast, to go ahead and credit you with whatever percentage of minutes I listen to. Well, to do the bookkeeping on that old school would be impossible. But today, I interviewed somebody for my podcast. By today, I mean modern. The interview's a year old, and I don't know what became of him, but he had an idea. He was putting an Ethereum address in the description of a podcast. Mm-hmm. And that's all you had to do. And then when someone used his player, which is the big gotcha because it wasn't, you know, automatically on iTunes, when somebody used his player, they could say they wanted to give $50 a month to podcast. And so it would just add up. Whose podcast do I listen to the most? Split it up by minutes. Or you could choose to just give every podcast $5 or whatever you wanted to do. And great idea. Whether or not it's been implemented yet, I can't say. But in the future, it will be even simpler because your podcast or your blog or your website is stored as files on a computer someplace. And there are transfer logs about when that stuff happens. When I come to your blog and I read the post, your system knows that. Google knows for Google Analytics. And so when someone clicks, that's why they're big, long character strings in the URLs now. It's unique. So it knows that, you know, where this person came from.